Reaction to Hunter Biden's indictment yesterday came quickly from Republican lawmakers. House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer tells EWTN News Nightly the charges are just the tip of the iceberg.
I think we've made the case that the president's son's committed nearly a dozen serious crimes. If I had to rank the crimes in order of seriousness, from 1 being the most serious to 12 being the least, the gun charge would rank a distant 12th.
Congressman Comer and Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan are investigating an alleged play-to-pay scheme involving the Biden family and foreign nationals. This dates from Joe Biden's time as vice president. Congressman Comer has a list of questions for Attorney General Merrick Garland when he testifies before the House Judiciary Committee next week. Here to provide more insight into the indictment and how it impacts election season is founder of the Article 3 Project, Mike Davis. Mike, thanks for joining us on this busy Friday. To start, put this into perspective for us. How much has this case shifted since the original plea deal collapsed in July?
I would say that no one should be fooled by this indictment of Hunter Biden. David Weiss is the Democrat-picked U.S. attorney in Delaware who has protected the Bidens for years. He let the statute of limitations expire on serious tax charges against Hunter Biden. He buried evidence deemed credible by the Pittsburgh U.S. attorney of Hunter Biden's foreign corruption schemes that could implicate President Biden. And he came up with this sweetheart deal with a backdoor pardon for Hunter Biden. So he cannot be trusted here. What these charges do is just keep Hunter Biden out of Congress's crosshairs between now and November 5th, 2024, because Hunter Biden can plead the Fifth and say he can't testify. The Biden Justice Department can say that there's an ongoing criminal prosecution and ongoing investigations and not provide documents or testimony to Congress. And at the end of the day, Hunter Biden is not going to spend a day in jail. He's going to be pardoned by President Biden after November 5th, 2024. President Biden may pardon himself. David Weiss will come through with another sweetheart deal. This is purely a cover-up to protect President Biden between now and the presidential election.
Okay, well, we'll see if that prediction comes to be true. Mike, that being said, speaking of the presidential election, we're still far out from Election Day 2024, but how much do you think this Hunter Biden news will affect President Biden's chance at re-election?
Well, I don't know if it's going to affect it much at all, because I don't think the Democrats care that President Biden is a compromised president of the United States. I think what's going to take President Biden down is his own record. We see the Bidenomics is not working. We have federal spending out of control. We have interest rates out of control, making home ownership impossible, making car loans impossible, making student loans more expensive. We see out of control inflation. We see out of control crime. America is much worse off under President Biden. And I think that people are going to look past what personal issues they may have with President Trump and say, look, we had peace and prosperity under President Trump, and we have war and chaos and despair under President Biden.
We'll see all that develops between now and Election Day. Well, speaking of President Biden, yesterday, Texas Senator John Cornyn became the latest advocate for an impeachment inquiry of Joe Biden, saying, quote, there's more than enough smoke to warrant a deeper look. Mike, do you think Hunter's indictment is providing this additional steam to the House's inquiry and boosting support for that cause?
There is no question that House Republicans need to move forward with an impeachment investigation. They don't need to impeach right now, but they need to move forward with an impeachment investigation. It is their constitutional duty to ensure that the President of the United States is not compromised and subject to blackmail, like President Biden is right now with Ukraine and Russia, by this foreign corruption, by these foreign bribes. This leads to very dangerous consequences for our country. There is no question we had 4 years of peace and prosperity around the world with President Trump, and Putin invaded Ukraine when Obama put Biden in charge of Ukraine, because probably in part because Putin knows that Biden is compromised by these foreign bribes and other corruption, and Putin smelled Biden's weakness. We had 4 years of peace during Trump, and now Putin is back trying to take the rest of Ukraine. That $10 million foreign bribe from Burisma, allegedly, is going to cost American taxpayers $100 billion and growing, 10,000 times that bribe, and putting us in a very dangerous proxy war with a nuclear superpower in Russia. Just imagine what's going to happen if China invades Taiwan.
Well, a lot of news that we will continue to monitor. Mike Davis, thank you for your perspective.